Couture presents The Man of Style. Starring Carmen Bucco. And the incomparable Matt Josephs.
So, I hear something jingling.
Yeah.
And look who's here.
Welcome. Oh, we got the dog down there. Welcome to the Man of Style, ladies and gentlemen.
She missed her daddy. He was in Long Island yesterday. Welcome, everybody. How's everybody tonight? So, I'm your host.
Say good.
All right, they all said good. I'm your host, Carmen Bucco, with the incomparable Matthew Josephs.
You have a hard time with that word.
I don't like it. I just don't like it.
Just say incomparable.
So, whatever. Anyway, so I went to the doctor again, and he said, he likes me. He likes taking my money.
My doctor loves me, too. He always enjoys it when I come in, because it's like a laugh riot for him. And meanwhile, it's my health he's laughing about.
The Weight Watchers?
Oh,
guy?
wait, it's like, oh, yeah, you like...
I asked the nutritionist to come on for you. He said he'd be more than happy to.
Good. But he's got to, write out everything I need to do.
Absolutely.
Because I've been a nutritionist before, and they're like, well, these are the things you want to avoid. These are the things that are good. And I'm like, yeah, well, what do I do with them?
Exactly what you just did. Throw them out.
Exactly.
So he said you have to have a glass of wine every night. So I decided that from now on, we're going to have a glass of wine during the show.
Wait, he said you have to?
Well, because yes. He said with the beard and the heart, it'll make me even more distinguished than I was last week.
Oh, okay, all right. What kind of nutritionist is this?
He's a good one.
Distinguished nutritionist.
A distinguished nutritionist. So, dude, I really, actually, I want to say, if we can really all send our prayers out to Ohio and all these burning places, man. The world is crazy.
All the burning places?
Yeah, there's a bunch of places that are burning. Someone died from fires that are, and I forgot, I was just listening to the news.
I gotta tell you something. Ever since June, I went on media blackout because it was just driving me nuts. So I have really no idea. Like, DC could be nuked tomorrow, and I'll have no idea. But when I hear about it, I'll be happy. But I'll have no clue that it had happened. So
it really is sad.
Because you're stressed.
And you know what? I actually said that I'm going to stop watching the news because I'm so sick of the negativity.
Yeah.
Like, they should have a program that has all positive.
Yeah, nobody would watch it.
Because I was telling our guest today, I was driving home from Long Island, and we had a conversation. And I said, I'm just going to kill myself in this traffic. Dude, it took me from the Midtown Tunnel to get to 34th Street 2 hours. So anyway,
all you were hoping for was a miracle on 34th Street, right?
I was to my decorations. I'm very excited about my decorations.
Can we talk about these decorations for just
Bro, they're hot.
I mean, it looks like an elf farted all over the room. You know what I'm saying? It's sharded all over the room, I should say. Forgive me for being vulgar, but that's what it looks like. I mean, it's like Will Ferrell came in here and went crazy. Look at it all.
Christmas is nice.
We have 2.5 feet by 2.5 feet of space to work with here.
And look how good it looks. You can even see my damn candy cane. And look, the ribbon's hanging on my
Frank
boys.
And Dean and Sammy up there. No, it looks nice. I'm teasing you. Of course, there's nothing better than the holiday season to get our cheer up and our stress levels also up because of all the shopping and traffic. It's absolutely insane.
I don't have to go shopping.
Well, you know what? I do everything online now.
Well, you know what? I'm going and buying everybody gift cards. Because I don't know what the hell they want, and I'm going to probably buy them something, and they're going to throw it out.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. They're like, what do you want for Christmas? And I'm like, just get me gift cards from Amazon. Amazon gift cards. Amazon gift cards. That's
that reminds me. You saw my picture of my grill, right?
I don't know what you're talking. No. What?
On Facebook.
Your picture on your grill?
My grill, right?
Okay.
My infrared. Dude, I cooked on it 3 times. I haven't cooked that much, and I can't tell you how long. I love it. I can actually have an awesome steak in my house.
30 seconds, yeah. Well, that's good. Good for you.
So anyway, let's introduce our guest. I met this young lady on Facebook, and let me tell you, Southern girl, West Coast. When I tell you, as sarcastic as I am, this girl's got me beat by a mile.
Oh, she's fantastic. We were just doing a little pre-interview with her.
Yes.
And I told her, I said, by the end of the show, your boyfriend is going to have some competition. And I just looked him up on Facebook. He's got no competition from me. There's no way in hell I'll win over that one. But
so without further ado, I want to introduce Leah Pelka, who is a mom of two, an art model, as well as a soon-to-be successful radio host.
Yes. People call her the female Howard Stern. So we'll see.
I could picture that.
Yeah.
Are you going to be the next Howard Stern?
Am I?
Yeah, but female version.
You know, I don't know. I think Howard Stern does a good job of being a good female version of Howard Stern at the end of the day. So I think he's got that one wrapped up already.
Yeah. Well,
He's a pretty good female himself.
yeah.
I love his
He's
comment.
very early.
I love his comment. Somebody asked him about the size of his pee-pee. He said, "I'm a white boy. I'm like small. You can't get that out of your head."
He's like,
so-
but I do have money though, so you
So
know.
that's all that matters, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Just
right,
use the
for
pump.
Sure. So to some people, absolutely. Oh gosh.
So Leah, do me a favor. Tell us a little bit about you, because
Sure.
I'm impressed with your story and your entrepreneurship. We actually got her. She had a delay in her flight, so we actually have you live from Fresno Airport.
Ah.
Yeah, you do.
I was going to lie
Yeah,
and
thank
say you
so
were at
much.
Newark Airport waiting for us to pick you up.
Oh my God, that would be almost as accurate and miserable as this is currently. So it's fair. Either way it goes, I'm equally as miserable.
Why are you in Fresno?
I would much rather be in studio.
Are you-
Well, I had a really great meeting today, so
Oh,
I
okay.
ended up having a meeting with some people, and I just flew out for the day, and I'm going right back to LAX right now to spend the night back home with my man.
Gotcha,
There you go.
Gotcha. Oh, he's not there with you? I thought he was with you.
No, he didn't make it out today. It was just a quick trip over. He had some things he needed to do. He's still studying. He's in nursing school. I'm super proud of him right now. So he's getting his studying done, and then I'm gonna go home and I'll make dinner and we'll hang out together tonight before we have another full day tomorrow.
Now I didn't actually get to meet him, but her boyfriend is a paramedic. Now I was an EMT for a little while years ago, and let me
were?
tell you, yeah,
Really?
I cared. I actually give him credit because it really is. It's such a thankless job, but he's saving lives every day. And let me tell you something. That impresses me. And a comment that you had made when we were talking was, you know, if she makes $10,000 a day, the money's not going to deter her from the love, which you don't hear about that anymore.
Yeah, you don't.
You know? But tell us a little bit about you. Enough about him for now. Let's hear about you and what you got going on.
For sure. Yeah, you know, I was born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama, and I love the South. I love growing up there, but I kind of felt like a fish out of water. I was always someone who was very vocal, very sarcastic. My mom was, you know, Italian, my dad Native American, so they were always very outspoken. And being in a very like Bible Belt area as a female, that's not really highly receptive. So I had a bit of a pre-life crisis at one point. And my marriage was going downhill. I had 2 children. I was in a dead-end job, and my father was passing away from pancreatic cancer, and I wanted to make a huge change. And I literally just took the last $400 I had, bought a plane ticket to LA, and said, I'm going to make this work, and did. And so it was kind of one of those things where this just kind of happened. Like, I wish I could give myself credit and say I had planned it or anything else. I haven't. I've just had such a warm and welcome reception into working that it just seems like projects keep building up. So I've been so thankful for that move. When I was a child, I read a poem by Robert Frost called The Road Not Taken, and I took it to heart. And it's, you know, the road less traveled has made all the difference for me in the world. Taking the path of resistance has made everything for me. I love it.
So when you were younger, what was the first job that you had?
The first job that I had, I worked at my dad's insurance agency for a while, and I swept hair at my grandmother's salon. So I did both of those things. Like, I was younger. My family didn't believe in people not working for things. So if I wanted something, even though I couldn't get a job, I wasn't legally able to get a job, they'd be like, no, we have family who needs help at places. If you want something, you go get it done. And so that tenacity being taught to me at a young age through my mother and through other great female examples I have, like my sister, really made me responsible for consistently this hustle that I'm on regularly. So I've been working and doing stuff like that. I think I was 8 years old when I wanted my first horse. And so I went and swept hair at my grandmother's cosmetology shop to get a horse.
Nice. So you like riding horses?
I do. I mean, as much as I'm I'm in LA now and I do a lot of LA things, when I go back home, like, I'm definitely a Southern girl. I'm definitely shooting shotguns. Oh, for sure.
So, I mean, I guess I don't have to add. I mean, obviously, you ride Western, not English.
Definitely. No, English is boring.
Right.
Why?
Does Sean ride with you?
I mean,
no, he doesn't. So there's one point for me.
A horse.
So that's 1 point in my column right there.
So
okay.
So I mean, with that being said, what do you want most out of life?
Would you use the couch?
The one thing
I mean,
that
you
I
really-
want most out of life is to make a difference. I know that sounds really simplistic, but in the things that I do, the projects that I take on, or the companies that I choose to invest in, I want them to make a difference in people's lives.
Sure.
The way I started doing art modeling was because as a mother, I felt ugly after being a model and having children. And I wanted to prove that bodies were still beautiful, and I wanted women to feel better about themselves. I did it for the ladies. And so it kind of became something where this momentum built with a whole bunch of women. And so I wanted to make a difference. And anything that I do in life, the only thing that I want to do is make sure other people get something positive out of it.
So explain art modeling for
Yeah, sure.
us us people that don't even know what we
What that
people
means.
that don't even know what the hell it is.
Well, it's funny because art modeling it's a variety of things. The type that I do, people do sculpting and things like that. The type that I actually particularly do is I take pictures, and then artists will go in and look at the pictures, find the pictures, and choose to paint them in their own direction. Aloysius McElwain is a great example of that. He took a picture of me on the beach, totally nude, and then he painted all these spiral shapes inside of it. It can be found on my Instagram. It's going to Art Basel right now.
Cool.
And they do their own spin and their own interpretation of it. But I've had some really amazing artists jump forward and say, I want to paint you. So it was where I started doing pictures originally, and then people started making art out of it. So then I just started calling it art modeling because it made sense.
No, there you go. So in your life, who would you say is your biggest hero / role model?
Gosh, I have so many, I have to be honest, that are like obvious answers as far as my father being an amazing person, my mother as well, my sister. But I will say, like, the one person that jumps out to me is Sarah Breedlove, or Madam C.J. Walker. She was the first African-American billionaire. And she literally started by finding out that she had a problem with her own hair, found a solution. She had a daughter. She knew she needed to take care of her. She went door to door selling this stuff during a time where it was difficult to be African American and be walking around doing this. She was one of the first children signed after the Emancipation Proclamation. She was underneath it. And she made sure that because her family was born into slavery, that she would never be someone who was in slavery again. She only started to employ other African American women. She went not only nationwide, but she went worldwide. And she did so many important things for that community, as well as lifted herself up, was a great example to her children. So for me, that's what I want out of life. I want to make my children proud and make other people proud and give other people platforms to do well. So absolutely, Sarah Breedlove or Madam C.J. Walker.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, and I kind of agree with you. You know, like I think we had this discussion through the couple times that we spoke. It's about giving back and helping somebody else. It's not about expecting
Absolutely.
something back in return. And you know what? Their success ultimately is your success. So, I mean, how do you
Most
beat that?
definitely. I hope we all make it. You know, I see there are people who are out there like that are doing the same thing that I do, and I support them because I hope we all make it. We all have something different to offer. It doesn't mean that, you know, there's such a thing as competition,
Right.
unless you in your mind will perceive it as so. I truly believe that we're all in this together, and we should support one another because we're not exactly the same. We're built differently. So we all have different things to offer. The more we can collab together and learn from each other, the better off we're going to be. And that's applicable across the board in anything.
No,
Yep.
Not just Instagram modeling.
I know, really. How far do you take that? You know, did you?
Absolutely.
Well, so you before the show, you were saying that you were a mortician for a while.
I was.
You hacked up dead people, huh?
I mean,
I didn't necessarily like hack them, but like totally like, yeah, I didn't want to give like the whole tri-state scandal like vibe or anything else. But yeah, I wasn't hacking anyone, but I was definitely cutting into people, and it was the most gratifying, amazing job of my life. I have to say, out of all of my 9-to-5s, it was my favorite for sure.
What made you give it up?
I gave it up to move out here, and I was working with my ex-husband, and it was something where it was like, I guess I closed that chapter of my life with him, so I closed that portion of my life with a job as well. And it's, you gain this thing where it's like called empathy fatigue, where you start to kind of fatigue out and start to not see things the same way, and you start to skew your view based on the things that you see every single day.
Right.
So for me, I didn't want to be a person that was like that, but I actually was so humbled in that process, because you'll go into work and you'll be having a headache, driving in, you'll be mad, just like you were this morning, Carmen. I know. And then you get there and you see a woman who's 33 years old and has 3 little boys, and she just passed away from breast cancer, and it's so humbling. And you remember not to take anything for granted, and then you get to go and you get to sit across from these families, and during a time of serious need, you get to sit there and be there for them. And so for me, it was the most gratifying job that I could have possibly ever done.
One of my best friend's fathers was in that business for a long time, and you know what? You're right. It's like it does. Being in that business changes your life, and you actually become a lot more fun.
Is he Italian too? Is he Italian too?
Yeah.
He was in waste management too. All right. I
don't think he was in waste management. He did have a pizzeria when he was younger. But no, an amazing person. I know a lot of people that are in the business because of him. It's an interesting line of work. You know what? Just burn me and drop me in Aruba.
Yeah, I've talked to people who are morticians before, and I always ask them like, what's the grossest story you have? And it's a family show, so maybe I won't ask you that question. But like, it's amazing to me that people can do that. I mean, somebody's got to do it, right? But
for sure,
to be able to do that day in and day out, and cutting it, the whole embalming process and everything. I mean, what is it that attracted you to that in the first place?
Well, it's funny that you say that, because I had the same stomach turning feeling when I think about being a nurse, not because I don't respect what they do, but because for me, if I'm hurting someone or someone's in pain, I take that on and it hurts me. Right. So when they've already passed away, it's like you really can't do anything but clean them up for the family and make the family feel better. So it really wasn't about the bodies. It was so much about the family, because like it was very little time with the prep and the body, more time prepping for the funeral, picking out the caskets, talking to the family, being on the phone, negotiating those things. So for me, the best part about it was being able to sit across from the family and talk to them and be able to give them small little tidbits of wisdom, just, like our comfort during that time. Because I remember like one of the things I used to say a lot is, life is like a glass, and you have to remember that like when the water is in the glass, over time it evaporates, but water never changes its form. It may have changed its form and gone into now into the atmosphere, but the water is still there. It never changes. So you just have to think about the body being the vehicle and the water being evaporated. Now the soul is still here and it's still around you. And sometimes when you say things like that, it's so comforting. I mean, not always and every single time is a family going to be great, but when you have those moments, that aha moment when you can help somebody realize that, it's a beautiful thing. Because I lost one of my first boyfriends when I was growing up, and then I lost my father. So it's like that pain. I'm very sensitive to it. So I felt like being there, that was the part that drove me to be there. It wasn't so much like the nasty, gross stuff, although it was pretty cool because the human body does some really crazy things.
Oh, like what? Give me an example. What are you talking about?
Like, so you lose all bowel function, so plenty of times like you can have a real shit day, you know what I mean? Like it just like things that like they really do happen, and things like that happen a lot. Or like just it's crazy to see like what happens when somebody is
you stick the thing in, and then you stick this thing in, and all the gas just explodes.
I mean, no. You can move them because they've lost all function. If like their GI tract was full and you pick them up, it just comes out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's life.
But how did I know?
That's a bad visual.
How did I know as soon as I asked that the answer would be a poop story?
I don't know. I feel like maybe you're poop centric. I don't know.
No, I think we're. This is point 2 in my column here. We both have potty humor on the mind.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. Like, there's nothing funny.
I just don't. I just can't
There's
get
nothing
into
funny.
the poop category.
Poop is
So
funny. It's not. We're not talking about like it's like a hot thing. You know, it's just it's funny. You pick
Like,
somebody
it's a
up
new
and
cool
then
thing to do.
what?
It's
so
a new cool thing to do, like break into a mortuary and see if someone poops on you. I doubt that that's going to happen, but I mean, like, we're not going to create a phenomenon over. Trust me, guys, you're missing nothing. Trust me.
oh my
You're
gosh.
good.
Sure.
So let me ask you. You had put something in one of your posts. It was Padre Pro.
Padre Pio,
That too.
that guy,
That guy. What's that about?
Padre Pio. So I was laughing, just making a joke. It was actually a Catholic reference because in the Catholic Church, Padre Pio had the gift of being seen in more than one place, spreading the good word of Jesus.
Okay.
So
Oh,
for
yeah,
me,
I
I was
heard-
saying,
yeah,
like,
I've
I'm
heard
gonna
him.
be in Fresno, I'm going to be in LA, I'm going to be in Jersey today. So I'm being Padre Pio today, being everywhere, spreading the good word.
I told you your twin is out there somewhere.
Blasphemy. I know. When you find her, please introduce her to me. I need to know who she is.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. So
Wait a sec. So wait a sec. So Padre Pro.
well,
Padre Pio?
listen, I'm dyslexic.
Oh come on.
I read shit backwards.
Just don't say that.
Padre Pio.
I am.
I mean,
I
like-
look like a jerk for laughing at you.
You should.
No, I don't feel that bad because I already said Padre Pio twice now. He heard me audibly just fine. So
I heard you. So but it's on the paper.
Padre
He just
Pio,
made
yeah,
fun
yeah,
of a poor guy who's
That's
partially
not dyslexia.
dyslexic.
Those words aren't even. Those letters
It doesn't
aren't even
matter.
in those words.
I don't
Oh,
read it
okay.
right.
Okay. All right.
Anyway,
You're
so
doing great, kid. You're doing great.
I'm sorry.
gracias, señorita. That's the
Yeah,
only
no,
thing I
it's
know in a
okay.
different language. So you're Native American and Italian.
I am.
So
I am.
so you can actually shoot people and hack
Yeah,
them.
with a bow and arrow
Scalp
or a
'em.
gun.
So you got it both going on. So
I do.
with everything that's going on, what are your feelings with this
What are my-
pipeline?
Wait, what now?
Like with everything that's going on right now in I think
The
it's
Dakota
the
pipeline.
Dakota pipeline.
Yes.
Yes. Let's bring
You
the
know,
show down.
No, well
You know-
because
Just kidding.
As far as like my views on it, like
Yeah.
what do I think about it? I think it's sad because, and I'll tell you why. I know that's a very basic answer. The indigenous people who were here
Right.
prior to this country being founded per se, the greatest genocide that ever happened to the Native American people, and they were put on reservations and they were forced to speak English, and they were forced to learn the American way to become Christian, and they were killed off, and it's like they were given this land to use, and now suddenly like that's sacred to them. Now their families are buried there. This is where they've grown all their crops, they've done all their things. They want to take that because they now need a natural resource back from them, and it's like, look, you've taken enough. It's
Right.
now it's enough.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where I feel terrible because I feel like the government is ignoring it and kind of looking away from it, and they're kind of saying, oh, well, it's not really on the reservation, it's close enough to it. They're kind of moving things around, changing the way that they choose to represent it, and it makes me sad.
Well, if you
yeah,
look at
no, yeah.
the history of the relationship between the American government and reservation Indians and everything, it's always been, I mean, like the Black Hills, for example, we had the treaty with them, and then we discovered there was gold, and we go, oh, fuck, F that treaty, you know, we're going to
Watch
go in
your
there
language.
because there's gold. And,
Right.
you know, so we've
Same
always
thing.
gone back on treaties, and
But
it's,
Several, but I will tell you the coolest thing from this that's come from it is that there were several tribes that never spoke since Little Bighorn.
Really?
And now all of a sudden these tribes have signed peace treaties. All these tribes are beginning to pull together. So that is a beautiful thing. Out of all of this disarray has come unity. From
Which is
the
good,
Native
right?
American people,
When you
which is
think about it,
beautiful,
you're
which is a
bringing people
beautiful
back
thing to come
together.
from it.
Absolutely.
well, yeah. I mean, technically, they were never really all together because they had their own issues with each other. But,
Right.
but you know, yeah,
Right.
I know what you're saying. For us, Wasichu, it looks like they're all together, but they know that they're all different from each other. Am I right?
Well, yes, and I will say it like, and they are all different, and they all have their different views.
Oh,
But I
he's
will
trying
say
to get
their
a thumbs up.
tribes go into nations, and nations work together. So it's one of those things where it's like maybe originally that's still culturally wise, it's true. Like you know,
Right.
you have the Nez Perce, and then you have the Ojibwe, and then you have the Cherokee, and they all have different vibes. However, coming together as Native people and realizing that they were, you know, put in different areas. We all have different views on ways to handle things, but coming together as Native people to stand up for the Native American rights is what I'm most excited about or most happy about
Listen.
from it. So yeah, technically, but at the same time, they're finding their common ground, which is something they've never done before.
Which is good. Yeah, exactly.
And
right.
and you know what? When you think about it, even like when we go through hard times all throughout America, it's funny how everybody just winds up coming back together and uniting. It takes something horrible to happen, which is stupid, but
I think
what are you
it's
going to
very
do?
human, though.
But we actually have to take a quick break
We
for
do.
our sponsors. Listen, we have some more questions for you, and I got some questions that are coming up on Facebook for you. So stick around.
Nice.
We'll be back in a few minutes.
Sure.
I won over $15,000 sitting on my couch. My husband and I won over $20,000 in 1 month.
With over $139 million paid out online, ResortsCasino.com has more players and more winners than ever before. Sign up now at ResortsCasino.com and we'll double your first deposit up to $1,000 free. And get a free chance of winning up to $2 million instantly. Be a winner. Go to ResortsCasino.com today.
Go to resortscasino.com. It's where the winners play.
Don't forget to enter Buco VIP and get 3 free spins for a chance to win $2 million.
There's a difference. Between getting dressed and being dressed, there's a difference. Don't just show up, arrive. With a clothier from Buco Couture, you'll make a lasting impression. So where do you want to be? In the crowd or at the head of the pack? Buco Couture. Clothing of distinction. Go to www.buco.us or call for your personal appointment 855-53-BUCO.
The Man of Style is growing and offering to take your business with it. To get in on the ground floor and become a sponsor of the show, email Carmen at cbuco@bucocouture.com. That's cbuco at bucocouture.com.
We're not back yet. Now we're back.
Okay.
Hey, so during the break,
Yes.
and I forgot to mention this at the top of the show.
Okay.
So today is Give Back Tuesday. So before we get to Leah, I'm a firm believer in Wounded Warriors and the foundation,
The Wounded Warrior Project.
the project.
You don't believe
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, that's where the dyslexia comes in.
Okay.
So
I call that something else.
I had one too many glasses of wine.
Okay, yeah.
The Wounded Warrior Project. So what we decided to do this year, because every year we'll do something around the holidays to do a give back. We've now come out with our opening line, our silver package, because a lot of people wanted they wanted our product, but they weren't in that $1,200 marketplace.
Right.
So we got lucky. I hooked up with a fabric house, and so we've taken that step to promote a line for an opening line.
Okay.
So what we're doing,
A more affordable line. Is
a
what
more
you're saying.
affordable
Yeah.
line.
Okay.
So what we're doing right now is we're actually doing a package, right? It's a $2,400 package. So you get 2 suits, 6 shirts
Okay.
for $2,400.
All right.
But from now until December 30th, we're actually taking $400 and giving that to the Wounded Warrior Project.
Okay.
So we're very excited about
Very
that.
nice.
We want to try and give back. Please share out that you can get 2 suits and 6 shirts for $2,400, and $400 of those proceeds are going to go to the Wounded Warrior Project from tomorrow through December 30th. And all we ask is that you make sure that you mention Buko Warrior when
Buko Warrior.
Right, when you make that when you want us to come out and take care of that package. But something Leah and I were discussing on the phone through our many conversations, my 2-hour trip that she saved me and gave me more pleasantries while I was driving. Tell us about some things that are very near and dear to your heart. And I know you told them to me earlier, and they were very honorable things. So.
Yeah, so my father passed from pancreatic cancer, and actually November is Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. The Lustgarten Foundation and PanCan does an amazing job on education because it is one of the top killers of cancer, and it's a silent one. You need to know your genetics and your history and everything else that goes along with that. It's something that's so important to me because the research is just there's not enough money out there for the research right now. So the Lustgarten Foundation and PanCan are two organizations I totally believe in, but I also firmly believe in Habitat for Humanity at home. I think you really need to start taking care of our own selves and our own communities, as well as Big Brothers, Big Sisters, because it's good that, we always are so quick to complain about youth or whatever else, but we never really want to go spend any time with them. Big Brothers, Big Sisters organization does that, and you have a chance to go spend some time with someone who needs you as a mentor, and it doesn't cost you any money. It just costs you some of your time. So, if you don't have the money to donate or you don't necessarily have the time to go do a run or anything else, just donate your time to a person and give back to them quality time. And that's the best thing that you can possibly do. Those 3 things are huge to me. But ever since I was a child, I worked at the Cerebral Palsy Center and volunteered there when I was starting about 13 years old.
Wow.
So yeah, volunteer work is huge to me. Giving back to your community and letting your community know that you're a good part of it and you're going to stand behind it, even in the good and bad times, is the one thing that I find most admirable about people.
Very nice.
So this is usually where we get into the Gentleman's Club and we actually spin a wheel.
Can I ask you one more question, though?
But go ahead.
Before the Gentleman's Club? One of the other things on your resume is that you are a radio host.
Yes.
Okay, and so...
resume? Or resume?
Oh, I'm sorry, resume. That's my dyslexia. So anyway, no, I don't really have dyslexia. So that show, now tell me about the show. You have a show coming up, but you already had a show before, correct?
I did.
What was that
it was
show?
my friend's show. It was called The Modern Male. It's my friend's show, and I was actually just a co-host on it. It was Jared Zavastowski, a guy who truly believed in me, and another really great guy, another person I know. He brought me on a show one time and said, "Can you be a guest?" And he said, "Can you be a co-host?" And I just kept coming back. I developed a great relationship in radio with the people at LA Talk, and I have decided to go back and do another radio show. Sean and I have a company coming up that we're about to launch called Keto Calisthenics. We're really excited to talk about.
Okay, what's that?
As a mom. Oh, yeah, I'll absolutely tell you about it. So I was 130 pounds when I got pregnant, and I was 210 when I gave birth, and my body totally changed. Oh, yeah, I ate everything, honey, everything.
Wow.
So, absolutely. I was so hungry. I don't know, I was ravenous. And when my body started to change and come back down, I found out that ketosis was really the only way to get it done. Sean ended up being my trainer, and we started dating. He's a great guy. And it just, my body has changed entirely. I'm about to do my first shoot after going through all these different changes, so you'll get to see that coming up. And we decided that we really wanted other people to be involved in it as well and to learn about the health, not only just ketosis and learning how to eat properly, but learning how to maintain a healthy lifestyle and doing calisthenics, not lifting weights and straining your muscles and stuff and your joints, doing what's indigenous to your body. And Sean is also, again, he's in nursing school now, so his medical career and his knowledge behind that is vast. And so having him as a mentor and somebody, it just seemed like it would be a great idea to link up, and we decided we wanted to do a radio show on it. And we have a bunch of great sponsors coming up. We have gotten so blessed so far.
That's a good thing. That's a really good thing.
Really cool. So Sean was your trainer.
Yes, I met him through my best friend, one of my best friends, Siobhan, his sister, and she's like, "You have to meet my brother." I'm like, "No, I don't. What are you talking about?" So he began training me, and then we just kind of fell in love, and it was really kind of a cute, sweet story.
God bless you.
Well, I hate to be the one to break it up, but all right.
Sorry.
Sean will hate that too. Sean will hate that as well.
I'm sure he will. All right, so now it's the gentleman's club.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Let's do it.
Because we get time limits on things, and I understand there's some bad feedback at the airport or something. There's just a little feedback. Anyway, so usually we'll spin a wheel at this point and we'll ask questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, we're not even going to spin the wheel because half the conversations that you and I've had, forget about it. We can go on for hours. The beautiful part is, I made this comment to her. I'm like, you know what? Southern girls need to move up here.
Yeah.
There is such a different.
We need to sweeten the female population up around here. No offense, ladies watching.
Yeah, no offense. But there's something different about, like, you cook. Like, you love to cook for Sean.
I make 3 meals a day for Sean.
Oh,
so breakfast. No, breakfast, and then I make his lunch for work, and I still write a note on his napkin, like I love you and I care about you, or something cute, like you're my dinosaur because they're extinct, and something like that. I know it's cute, right? I'll draw like a cheesy dinosaur on it, like somebody's mom. Like I love it, and I'll make him his coffee, and then dinner and stuff. Even like last night, I had a full day, but I put a crock pot on first thing and made sure he had soup when he came home and some chicken, just because I feel like your home is your sanctuary and where you recharge to go back out in the world.
Yeah.
And Sean and I, and I know this is going to not go over well with some people, which is fine. I'm not asking you to believe in what I believe in, but because I was raised in the South, like gender roles are a big deal. And so Sean and I believe heavily in those, and it works so well for us. I feel like it doesn't go against the grain. I can still be a female and be vulnerable, like in a world where I have to be like a shark-eating woman and be a boss and everything else. I get to go home and change that up with him, and he allows me to do that. And so it's having that as, as my resource and my safety net has been amazing. So yeah, I cook, I take care of the entire house or the dogs, whatever needs to be done. But he also, in return, He's always there for me emotionally, always there for me if I need anything. He's never crass or emotional himself. He always keeps himself under wraps. He's just the typical alpha male. I mean, he is just a regular, hardworking, kind, considerate, smart, thoughtful, amazing man. I don't deserve him. I really don't.
But like with that said, like so how do you keep it?
Column, by the way.
How do you? Matt, you're done.
I know. After that,
she's like,
I dropped out.
How do you keep it? Like a lot of guys in relationships, they'll say, it gets stagnant. Like a lot of women are looking for that alpha male, and when you get too charming, it shows a sign of weakness. So, like, how does he keep that balance? First of all, how does he keep the balance of the alpha male and the sentimental guy, right? Then the second question...
He works out.
Okay.
The second question is, what was the second question?
I don't know.
All right, answer that question first. I'll come up with another one.
Okay. So the way that he balances those things out is that he is a sentimental guy. He's very thoughtful. But things he does is he puts a lot of forethought into our date night. So he'll say, like, look, Friday night we're going to go out and we're going to have a date. You're going to enjoy it. And he may not have anything planned then, but he will. He'll take time. Sometimes he'll come home from work and it'll be a long night, but he'll stop and grab me flowers. Which just shows appreciation and love.
Yeah.
Like there are times he'll start the shower for me in the mornings when it's super cold outside and just make sure I'm taken care of too. So those kinds of things help balance it out. Plus, I mean, I'm Italian and Native American, so we argue just because I want to, just so I can spike it up a little bit. Sorry, Sean, baby, I love you, but I get petty sometimes just for funsies. And that changes it up. It changes it up. You know what I mean? I told him, I was like, you gotta take the good with the bad. Sometimes we're crazy as Italians. You know how Italian women can be.
Oh, please.
So, those things mix it up. But he is so cool, calm, and collected. He'll stand back and just look at me. He's like, when you're done, come find me and talk to me.
So he doesn't do like the yes dear thing. Yes, dear, whatever you say.
Never. No, never. No. And neither one of us would do. He's not a pushover at all. No, he's the kind of person where he'll stay strong and confident and silent and be like, you know what? Come find me when you're done talking about yourself. Come find me then. And it's just like this moment where it switches off. But he is definitely, the way he balances it, in my opinion, is he's very masculine and not like the yes, dear type, but he does things that are thoughtful that most guys don't think about doing. Like when I left, I went to Alabama for a while. I got a notebook and I wrote him a note every single night that he could read, and like got lipstick and kissed the page, so it had like a kiss goodnight for every single night that I was gone.
He did that?
She did that.
No, I did that. I did that for him. Yeah. And
like
then,
who does that?
What I mean, like those are the things that we do for each other that are amazing. Like he'll snap me during the day and he'll tell me certain stuff of like what's going on with his day. It's just like little reminders that I'm thinking about you and I care about you and you're on the forefront of my mind. He'll tag me and stuff on Instagram that's like or Facebook that's like super cheesy but so sweet to me. So those kinds of things really balance it out. And at home, I mean, he's just your regular masculine guy. He loves his basketball. He's a huge Lakers fan. He will tolerate my Alabama footballness and he will sit there and listen to it. I mean, he watches games with me. We go to Dave & Buster's. We hang out together, which is like our favorite date spot. And we'll battle it out in skee ball and basketball and stuff. So we have this great dynamic where we're both, everything matches up politically, spiritually,
do you think that that's important?
wise.
Yes.
I think it's paramount. I don't think it's important. I think that you have to match up on all levels. First
But what
of all,
if you don't?
politically. Then I think you're going to have a long-term problem because think about like when election time comes around, think about when it comes time for you to get married and you have different religious views. You know, one of you may want to use a preacher, one of you may be agnostic, you know,
Right.
it creates problems.
Yeah.
One of you may
No,
want to
you're
baptize
right.
your children, you know, I mean,
You're
it just makes it, as someone who's been married and tried it that way, it doesn't work. It's like making a square peg fit in a round hole. It doesn't make any sense. It'll go in there, but it won't necessarily be comfortable fit.
That's what she said.
So you made a comment with one of your friends, Cherie, on one of your Facebook posts, and I want to know how true this is.
Okay.
Women are actually focused on the 50 Shades of Grey. They don't admit it, but they want a man to be dominant sometimes.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like,
And they
when
hide
we say
it.
dominate, like, it's
No.
okay. So he was the exact alpha male. He was very cool, calm, and collected. He was always business driven. And then, again, it's like gently. Like Sean is very gentle about telling me we're going to go on a date. He's not like an alpha male. Sometimes people interchange it with the word asshole, and it's not the case.
Right.
An alpha male exhibits. An
He's the
alpha
leader of the
female
pack.
can control herself emotionally, and an alpha male can control himself physically and mentally in a lot of ways. So it's like, you know, when you find someone that can control themselves like that, you know, you never let them go. So yeah, I mean,
And you know, really, he does all of those things because he loves you. It's really not because he's an alpha. It's because he loves you. Those are signs that he loves you.
right.
You
Right,
know?
but it's the way that he shows me that's the alpha male way. Because again, I've been with a lot of men who are beta males, right? I guess we won't call them the F boys or whatever else everyone else is calling them. We'll call them beta males.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that's the nicest way to call it. But I've been with a lot of men who just don't know what to do with women. It seems like Sean knows how to handle women really, really well. And so he's the type of person where you gravitate towards him. You want to be around him because he exhibits all this control. And then when he does love you, he just pours it out over and over and over again to you, and it's endless. It's amazing.
Well, I think as guys we get like stupefied. No, because like we're sitting and having a conversation, and the conversation goes dead because we feel like we're not entertaining. We're not like I feel like you feel like you got two left thumbs, right?
Really?
Yeah,
Wait,
because
what are you saying? I'm
conversation
sorry.
like doesn't flow. Like there's times where I'll have conversation and it flows, right? When you go on a date, and then other times it's like
No,
you're pulling teeth.
You always say stuff like this, and I don't know. I feel bad for you and your dates because I never have dates where it's hard to talk. What do you have a problem talking? You're
I don't have a problem talking. I guess
I could talk to this decanter.
like
and have
here,
the most
like
interesting
one of my
conversation
one of my friends said one of my friends we bullshit all the time, and he's like, I went on this date, and I'm having a conversation with the girl, and I asked her what she does, and her response was, "That's none of your business."
Well, so she's an idiot.
I'm
So
like,
he was on a
well,
date
why
with
did you
I
even stick
agree.
around with the date? Like, kick her to the curb. Peace, see you, want to be you. Talk to the rest because you just got
Right.
this.
What do you do?
What do you do?
Pull out like every cliche, every stupid catchphrase from the 90s.
So what type of girl? What type of girlfriend are you? We know about Sean, but what type of girlfriend are you to him?
Oh man.
Because if you're not, Sean, if you're listening, I'll straighten her out. I have the Italian in
Sean,
me.
if you're listening, apparently you can comment below. Keep your mouth shut because I'll be home in 1 hour. So I'm the type of girlfriend that is pretty typical. I mean, again, I'm the type that believes in gender roles. So like I give Sean a lot of respect and I don't say certain things to him. I don't get under his skin or try to make him mad. I'm the type of girlfriend that's very understanding. I'm almost like a man though. I'm really like independent as a female, so that's kind of hard to take on sometimes too. Guys are like, wow, because you know you're used to a girl calling you like, oh my god, baby, I had a terrible day and blah blah blah. I'll call you and be like, babe, I had a terrible day. Guess what happened? I made 3,000 right after that. You know what I mean? Like I'm the kind of like I'll handle it. You know what I mean? And so that can be like the difficult portion of it. But I'm the type of girlfriend that's just very loving. I like to spend a lot of time at home or with the person. I'm not really like a social go out kind of a person because I do that a lot for work. So I like to spend a lot of nights at home and being caring and like cooking and doing those kinds of things. Going and getting a Christmas tree together like two dorks. And then we would go to the mountains a lot together, you know, and spend time with the dogs. Like we're geriatric.
Nice.
So what advice would you give guys in the dating scene? From a Southern girl, because most of our viewers are up here in the Northeast.
First of all, stay off of Instagram and social media. Do not hit anyone in a DM and say, "Hey, stranger, do you want to go grab a drink?" No, really I don't. Creepy. First of all, you admitted you're a stranger to me. Second of all, I don't want to grab a drink with someone and get drunk. I go with my girlfriends. Stay off of social media. Don't approach girls over social media because it's so informal. And I realize that we grew up during this age of technology where this stuff started booming, but stop. Like it doesn't. It's very impersonal. I think that
isn't it creepy too?
I don't think it's creepy.
It's super creepy, to be honest with you. Like
really?
It's super creepy because especially if you don't know the person, because you feel like all they're doing is looking at you aesthetically and they have no idea who you are, and it just really feels shallow and uncomfortable.
But
unless
social
you're
media is shallow. It is a shallow thing.
Kind of. I mean, you can use it and it can be a shallow tool. You see plenty of people out there using it and doing things and just posting pictures after picture after picture. If there's no purpose to it, then that is pretty shallow and it's attention-seeking behavior. But if you're doing something with a purpose, then I'm always happy. So it's like, I would say it's a 50-50 split between the two with social media, because there are some plenty of great people of men, like I met like Carmen, who are on there who are not disrespectful and super, super kind.
Right.
But the second piece of advice that I would give you as far as it goes is figure out what your interests are, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, you guys don't know what you want to do, where you want to go. Figure out what your interests are. You always know what your core. You love football. You love working out. You love whatever. Go to those places and find girls who are like-minded like you.
Right. Yes,
and sort through them.
So I should go to Kmart.
Totally, like the blue.
Hang out in ShopRite and squeeze the bananas.
For sure. I don't know about that part.
I'll just be at Wendy's.
You like strategically place banana and the oranges on the conveyor belt, like strategically, and you just let them go across.
So can we? Do you want to hear some questions from the peanut gallery?
Oh God.
They're not. Okay.
I take any.
Are you ready?
I don't know. Am I? Go ahead.
I'll start with an easy one. Do you wear thongs?
Oh my God.
I don't wear underwear. I don't believe in it. Sorry.
I know, but you know what?
You missed the answer.
What was the answer?
She doesn't wear any.
Oh.
Wait, who answered?
I think that's yeah. I mean, like unless I have a purpose for like putting them on to take them off, I don't wear them. Like let it breathe or whatever. Like I'm the kind of person where it's like I have a huge booty, so like my underwear tends to like get bunched up in there anyway. So I just decided to stop wearing them, and I wear yoga pants now, and I don't wear any. So there you go.
What else do we have any normal questions about like
What?
Listen, you're being the man of style. What kind of
thong do you wear?
No. What kind of fashion does she like to see on guys?
Well, I was going to get to that, but we had some questions, and I thought we would have had like a good question.
Somebody did ask that.
So they did. I can't see what's going on.
It was a while.
So if you were to take me on a date, now I'm a stylist.
Okay.
But don't be me. What would you? How should I dress a guy that's going on a date with you? They're out of the picture, but.
I guess, like the thing is that you have to think about where you're going to be. But I always, I'm a comfortable person. I have something that my friends joke about and call my uniform, because I wear all black and leather. Like I wear leather motorcycle boots. I wear black yoga pants. I wear a black shirt that's Sean's. I tie it up so you see a little bit of stomach, and then I wear a black jacket almost every day. And the reason is because it's like one less thing for me to worry about, and apparently it looks good enough on me to where, hey, why try to figure anything else out right now? It's my uniform.
Matt's going to have a heart attack.
I believe that people should be most comfortable. Like, I love to see a guy in jeans and like Converse and like a simple shirt and just like So yeah, that's great too. Adidas, whatever makes you feel comfortable. If you want to wear your Levi Strauss and wear your your dad jeans with it, go ahead, do you, baby?
Well,
but like whatever you feel most comfortable in. I feel like that's huge. I hate to see somebody like overdressed or underdressed for something. I just think that like whatever is within your means and comfort level. Like if a guy is taking you out and then he needs to take you on a date, like bring a sports coat to wear with your jeans and your nice shirt, and then look very Jay-Z.
Thank you.
And we were discussing this the other day about how Atlanta now, the South Atlanta and some parts of Alabama are now starting to really dress like New York and LA, right? So they're actually starting to really. I guess people said they were back in the times, but they're really starting to wear a lot more suits down there. They're starting to dress more elegantly and more gentlemanlike, which is impressive because we're in Atlanta. But I think that's important, the way you dress when you go on a date. You don't need to dress to impress.
No one wants to see. Right? Yeah. Well, as a woman, you should never dress to impress. You should dress to depress other people. Does that make sense?
Nice.
No.
Yes, I
You know
get
what I
you.
mean?
Explain that.
That's your mentality. Well, if you don't dress to impress, you dress to depress other people. You want to make them be you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
you want
look
them to be depressed because you look so good.
Right.
Right.
You
Well,
want
see,
to dress to depress.
And I went out on a date and I'm always in a sport coat or something like that, and it was like the person didn't feel comfortable. They're like, well, why would you want to hang out with me? I'm not a fashion. I'm like, what difference does it make? Does it really make a difference?
That's ridiculous. I mean, because that's like saying, like, if Sean came up to me, he's like, why would you want to hang out with me? You're not a nurse. It's like, who cares? Your occupation doesn't define you. It's just a portion of you. And it's not the portion that I necessarily share with you unless we partner up in the media business. So who cares? Like, I think women are super petty and worry too much about small details that are not important in life in the long run. So, I think that taking a step back as a female and just kind of like, because the thing is like when women go on dates, they date to marry, and men go on dates to do married actions.
Right, but not be married. Right.
It's like women have to take that out of their mind, and men have to take that out of their mind. You have to have no expectations. You need to go into.
I mean, you don't really believe that though. That men are only just trying to get laid.
Oh, come on.
No. But I'm saying, and all women are not
That's
just
the
trying to get
realistic
married
part.
either.
Well,
So
how many guys? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Repeat
Say that again.
There are no absolutes in anything. It's not all or never with either people. So I would say that like when you see a problem area, I'm discussing more or less problem areas. When I see a woman who says things like that, she's thinking too far in the future and not really about the date and being on the date and trying to get to know you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
She's worried about how she's going to fit in your life when you're saying, I've already invited you here and want to see if it can work, but don't think about the ways it can go wrong before we've even had a chance to order a salad.
Sure.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
and they tend to do that a lot for some reason. Like they'll nitpick at the littlest thing.
Their head. Yeah, it's true. Well, here's the thing. Like we're super petty. We know that. We're cool with it. It's just that like 9 times out of 10, the one thing that we want from you, the one thing that all women want is communication. If you can find the one girl you can be 100% honest with, I'm talking about you tell her the nasty, dirty porn videos you Googled. Like that's how close y'all are. You know what I mean?
Or
like
how fat her butt looks in those jeans.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, there's a line to the honesty?
Yeah, I mean, like that's too honest. You know what I mean? That's like me being like your dick print looks small in those pants. Like,
okay. So if she says, "Does my butt look too big in these jeans?" I say no.
All right, so
the thing is, it's like you need to tell her, don't ask me questions you don't want to know the answers to. Okay, and then let it be like that.
Which means yes, your butt looks fat. You can't win with that question.
You know what? Honestly, if she says, "Does my butt look fat in these jeans?" Be like, "Yes, that's why I'm with you."
Yeah.
And then you answered honestly, and then she feels like, okay. You know what I mean? So you win-win.
Leah, your radio show that you got coming up.
Go ahead.
Real quick, how are we going to be able to find it? Is it local terrestrial or is it Sirius? What is it?
It'll be on LA Talk Live, LA Radio, and then when you go to any of my social media, I have some links up right now from where I've been on LA Talk before. You can find it on all of my social media. I'll be posting where you can listen to it and follow the links as well as YouTube.
So how do we find you?
Yeah, what are your social media? What's your blog? Give us your info.
I'm at Leah Pelka everywhere. So if you Google Leah Pelka or you find me on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, that's where I am every single place.
And
it's just Leah Pelka.
That's Leah Pelka, Leah PELKA. Correct?
Nailed it.
All right,
It.
Wow.
you copied it right.
I'll tell.
And so Leah Pelka everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Absolutely. I look forward to new friends.
So before we start to wind down on the show, we want to know what your Christmas wish is.
My Christmas wish.
Because it's the holiday season.
Yeah, my Christmas wish. You know what my Christmas wish is, honestly? That people will start to look at each other and find common ground and stop trying to find the negative things after politics, after all of these different shootings, after all these. I wish that we could look at each other and say, you know, that person's a mother and this person is and I'm a mother. And so we can find things in common and try to help each other. You know, I mean, I hate to say world peace like a
Miss America contestant.
Yeah, exactly. It's not really what I want. I just want people to start thinking outside of themselves, become deeper people.
Yeah.
You know, stop thinking so superficial. Stop thinking that in, you know, your small view and scope of things. Start to look outside and then realize that the world's a big place with a lot of people in it, and that, you know, the things that you have going on may very well be small, and that there are other people who need your help, and that you should learn to take care of other people as well as yourself, and treat everyone with, you know, respect.
That's very nice.
Well, listen, have a safe flight. We just have a couple of announcements before we go.
Yeah.
Have a safe flight. I'm sure we'll be talking soon because we have a couple things
Thanks
that we're
for
working
having
on
me.
together.
I appreciate it.
It was
great
fun.
talking to you.
Be safe, and we will talk soon.
Okay, guys, I'll see you soon.
You got it.
Bye-bye.
So just as a few quick notes before we go back, please remember that we're running a special for the Wounded Warrior Foundation.
Yeah. Maybe we can get Leah to like autograph a picture or something that you'll also get.
Yeah.
We should talk to her about that.
Sure, I'm sure she would be more than happy to do that.
Yeah, of course.
So it's the two suits, 6 shirts, $2,400. Take advantage of it. It's a great opportunity to see what we could do for you and how we can make you look. And guys, for you single guys out there, divorced guys, it's a great opportunity to add some nice things to your wardrobe for when you go out on a date.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's extending till December 30th.
And, you know, I mean, we're going to have to one day do a video to play during the show of a little tour of your truck. Because what's cool about Carmen's business, if you don't know this already, is that he has a truck with a fitting room in the back, and he comes to you. And I think that's really neat. Like, it's door-to-door service. You get there in the truck. He fits you for everything. Pretty cool stuff. Definitely check it out. What's your website again?
www.buco.us.
Buco.us. And another thing, we want to welcome and thank Michelle Bell as she's a new producer on the show. And what's she doing?
So we've gotten some overwhelming responses on the show. A lot of very good feedback, and we're just getting better and better and better as the weeks go on. And speaking with Michelle, she brings a lot of producer talent. Yeah, a lot of producer talent.
Producer talent.
I can't do it without these guys. I can't do it without Michelle. No. Can't do it without Matt. Pete keeps me sane. I'm sorry.
Which you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run video one time before a show just to see what your definition of keeps me sane is, because
I'm a nervous Nelly.
You are a nervous Nelly, and it's like chill, baby.
Chill. So I know I'm gonna drink the rest of it. So don't forget, it is the holiday season. Our suit package, which is 2 suits, 6 shirts for $2,400. $400 of the proceeds is going back to the Wounded Warrior Project. We're very, very excited about that, and we need you. But also to make the show grow, and so we could even get a bigger studio, we need you to like and share it and get it out to your friends. Tell us some things that you want us to talk about. If you want to see anybody on the, we're always looking for recommendations. Anything else you got there, buddy?
I just want to just say, remember to like and share. Thank you all for tuning in. We had, from what I was looking at here, I think we had the highest amount of viewers that we've had on a live show so far. So thank you to everybody that tuned in. And thank you to our guest, Leah, who, you know, I'm on the fence if I'm going to try to steal her from Sean. Sean sounds like a nice guy.
I love you.
Yeah.
You can't
Nah,
handle it.
I know. That's why I'm on the fence, because there's that shadow of doubt that I have. It's terrible.
And Sean's a paramedic. All he has to do is.
Oh, he's probably got some methanolamine that he can shove into me. But yeah, so that's it.
So
That's it. Like and share.
with that said, like and share, and remember, when you look great, you feel great. God bless and have an awesome evening.
The Man of Style is produced and engineered by the New Jersey Podcast Guys and Michelle Bell.